Hi everyone. So this is where we stopped at in our previous video where we simulated the vehicle flows, and now you can see some bottlenecks are happening at the junction level. So we'll see whether adding a traffic light to this intersection, whether that will how can do it, and then sort of manage the traffic flow. So to do that. Stop it here. Let's go to the network, right? And the network, if you see here, you have this traffic light mode. The short key for that is letter T, right? And then what you have to do is you need to select the junction where you need to have the traffic lights and select that particular junction, which is in this case this one. And then you see this create kind of the button appears. So hit the create button, right? And then it kind of automatically finds the like allocator timing accordingly, right? So this could be based on a standard calculation, but this is a good place to start. So you can either save it like this and straight away use it, but what I would rather do is go to the traffic lights. So I'll say extract this traffic lights separately, or the traffic signal timing separately, so that if needed, I can manipulate it. So traffic lights, and then I can save the TLS program as, right, save it as a new file. So in SUMO, we save these, we consider these as additional files. So therefore, let me open a new folder here, and let's say additional, and inside that, let's say um, signal timing, right? So it saved as a .tll.xml file, right? So you can just simply save it. And now if I go back and check this, um, you would have seen as additional file, the traffic signal timing is also here, right? So now it's a matter of adding it to the simulation. Um, so yeah, right. So yeah, so we can do this. So here there's something called program ID, right? So for a given junction, in my understanding, you can decide which program ID to use. But when the network is created by default, and when you create some a signal like timing like this, the default program ID is 0, and it's get saved, right? So if I run the simulation now, I think still you should have this signal timing should work, right? Because it's now pulling from the network itself. It's not. Uh, yeah, now you see. Um, Let me quickly run this. Right now, you can see how things are managed in this intersection, right? But now let's say if you want to give a bit more longer duration for a particular stream, here also you can edit it, right? You can edit the phases and everything, right? That's not a problem. But rather, let me show you how you can do the same, rather get the same input from this XML file. So there, what you can do is you can give it to a new program ID. Let's say program ID as 1, right? And now you can kind of uh, like input it to the simulation, um, in terms of, you can go to the configuration file, and now you can say additional file, right? So the value is not what's automatically generated. It has to come from additional, and signal timing.tll.xml. right? So with this, um, let's see what will happen now, whether it will still working. Yeah, it's still working now. Let's say uh, what was the stream which I gave most amount of vehicles, or rather with the most density. I don't. I think that should be, yeah, it should be this stream, right? Flow one, which is on route one. So for route one, let me increase the signal time, right? So route one, in the sense, route one is E0, E2. Route one is E0, E2. So that is, so we go back to inspect mode, E0, E2. So this stream, let me increase the timing. So I can increase the timing from here. That is, okay, this is phase green, green, red, red. So let me see again. So you can go back to the traffic light mode by pressing the letter key, and then you can hit on the junction and you can see the timing. So I want to increase the timing for this RRGG of space, phase, right? Phase number 2, right? So that means I'll, let's say, reduce 10 seconds from this one. Let's say, yeah, rather let's try to like show it extreme, 42, 42. Let's say 10 second for this one, and it's 32, kind of 74. That totals up to 90. Yeah. So now you can save it like, yeah, and then we can reload this. And you see more, priority is given to the green vehicle stream than the blue one, right? So likewise, you can change as you want, right? Uh, so now you see there's a bit of congestion in this side, right? So there are a lot of different options you can change, right? So for example, you can go and check in the traffic lights in SUMO documentation, and you can understand there are different. So what we have added is basically a static signal timing, right? And you can have like actuated or delay based traffic time, right? So different options are there. So I encourage you to refer those as well, right? So that's it for this video, and we'll see you on another video. So thank you.